Hi guys, Melissa Johnson, independent Scentsy consultant, back with you again today. Let's talk Harry Potter. I know, third video, same day. So don't mind my same shirt. Because I just wanted to do them all at once because I had the time. So, obviously the world loves Harry Potter. Like, if you've ever read the books, only saw the movies, if you only saw the movies, you mostly get it. I'm sorry, the books are phenomenal. Literally the best books I've ever read. And I just wanted to share with you why this new launch with Scentsy means something to me. It's not just, these are great books, and they are, but this has like a true meaning for me personally. And I just want to share it with you guys. So I'm watching, when I found it, I was watching, Lacey. Sorry, I've been talking a lot today. So I was watching Lacey as they were revealing the Harry Potter to us, in the live at the end of the month, her and Dan. And Lacey was trying to catch up on the Harry Potterdom because she hadn't like read the books or anything, and I can relate to that. But she said she's on like movie 5 out of 7, I think, or 5 out of 8, because I know the one movie, the Deathly Hallows, which it needed to be split. They should split more of them and put more detail in. But the last movie is my favorite too. But she said, I get it. You know, he goes home and everything's terrible, and then he goes to school and it's great. And I was thinking, that's not Harry Potter. Like, maybe the movies are coming off and giving you that impression, which and maybe you gotta wait and you gotta see, you know, number 6, and you gotta see Deathly Hallows split in 2 in the movies to really grasp. But right from book 1, I got the meaning of Harry Potter. And I hadn't even absorbed the whole series. Like, the whole series is so amazing. So, story time. Now my daughter has my favorite one, which is the Deathly Hallows. This one's the Order of the Phoenix, which I really like this one too. Look how big these are. So, these are in their hardback. I love these. So you guys, if you've never read these books, I highly recommend reading these books. The very first one, it starts out and it's very childlike. It's very child-oriented, and you can tell, but it was good. It was good. Each book gets more mature. When my daughter was in school, in middle school, sorry, I act like everybody's from my town. The thing that was going on was, you were either Team Harry Potter, you were Team Twilight. And at the time, my daughter was reading Twilight, and I've since read them all. We'll get into that here in a second. But I've since read them all, and to be honest with you, as much as I enjoyed Twilight, and I enjoyed it until the end, the last one, loved it up until then, Harry Potter is still the best. And it is not what you think it is. It is not just a bunch of kids going away to wizard school and doing all these like spells and whatever, like which school does. It's not that. And if that's all you get from it, I am so sorry, because it is so much better than that. so I hated the end of, well, not the end, the almost end of Twilight. I hated it. That's not how I wanted it to go. And I was so mad. I wanted to stop reading it. I was so mad. But at the end, I was like, well, I suppose that is not how I wanted it to go, but that's fine, whatever. Because the more, I was really into it, and the more I got involved in the storyline, I was like, but no, like, I wanted it to be this way, like, because of the way it was going, I wanted it to be the opposite of what it was, and I was like, no, I don't, I feel negatively about all of this, like, no. But then it ended up fine in the end. The end saved it, I guess. I was still a little disappointed, but it saved it, I suppose. Anyways, so we're on Harry Potter. So, okay, so I work like 8 to 5, stay up too late. And, I don't have enough time at the end of every day to read books, to sit and read books. When I was working from home, and I had the privilege of working from home for a year, I could, you know, like, who doesn't? Like, listen to the news or turn on the radio, or like I have Sirius XM. But you can only listen to the radio loop so many times before you're like, I've heard the song 500 times and I'm not feeling it the same way I was. And your playlists on your phone, and trust me, I have a lot of songs, but even your playlists get boring after a while. And you're listening, and it's, you know, even if you have it on shuffle, it's kind of looping the same songs throughout. You might get the occasional different one, but after a while, you get even bored with that. So for a while, what I did was, because at the time I was doing something different than I was before, and it was really hard to train from home. So I learned the reports and things that I was working on, and so I could focus on that and still focus on what was. If you can listen to music and sing along with music, you can listen to other things, right? So I downloaded for a while the Harry Potter. I did Twilight first, and then I did Harry Potter, and that's how I made it through all of those books. Because if I'd had to sit and read all of that, like someday I want to, just because I don't know how to spell like Hermione and all that stuff, Hedwig. Like I always want to call her Hedwig, but so I made it through the books doing audible.com, and then you could trade in the books and get a new book, or you could wait until the next month when you get another credit. Like I do a ton of Audible books, so I have a credit every month and stuff. So that's how I went through Harry Potter, because I could listen to on my phone my Audible books, and it was so good, so good. It hooked me from the beginning. It did. It hooked me from the beginning. So Ursula, my friend that passed away 2.5 years ago, that I talk about all the time, because I can't just let someone that special like ever be forgotten. So she's too meaningful and significant in my life. So she loved to read, and she was a manager at Walden Bookstore and stuff when I first came across her, and she helped me order a book and stuff. Years later, we ended up working together at Walmart, and so she loved to read, loved it. So she had read Harry Potter, and a few times she had said things like, oh, this person's Voldemort and stuff, and I didn't understand Voldemort. Like, I didn't understand the reference. So I've always wanted to read it, and I know, like, Cassie's friends, if you were team Harry Potter, you were team Harry Potter, and you kind of hated on the Twilight people, which I don't get that, because I like both. It's just, if I had to pick one, yeah, I'd pick Harry Potter too. I did enjoy Twilight, though, so I'm not knocking Twilight, because I really liked it. I just hated the the last part there. So just wasn't how I wanted it to go. So, I felt like after Ursula had passed away, like I kept thinking about like her references, like this person was like Voldemort, and so I was like, what does that mean? So I feel like she was telling me something, but I wasn't getting it. So I had to go through the Harry Potter books. The first book, I cried at the end. It had nothing to do with Harry going home and it being terrible, and then him going to school and it being great, and he didn't want to go home. No, it had to do with the storyline. If you haven't experienced the books or the movies, you really should. And I highly recommend Audible or regular books if you can, from your local library or whatever. And really, because there is so much detail in the books that is not in the movies. And I love the movies, but I remember Dale had never read the books and wasn't going to. I mean, I get it. I can't sit down and read all that either. And there's like a bunch. So, and they get bigger as they go. The first one isn't so big, but, and so Ursula would have worked during the, you know, when the books would launch at midnight, and Cassie, I know, a couple times stood in line for the Twilight books, so can't even imagine, with Harry Potter. But, so after the first book, I realized that Harry Potter is about love. Love conquering evil. Love conquering all. Like, no matter what happens, love. It's love. It's those that you love that protect you and watch over you, that make the difference in life. That's what I got from Harry Potter. And I was trying to figure out who in the storyline was like my character that related to me like Ursula did. So at first I thought it was Harry Potter's mom, Lily, because of a sacrifice that she had made for Harry. And I was like, that's so beautiful. And I'm crying while I'm working, which is fine because I'm like, that's so beautiful. Like, it was so good. I loved going to work every day because I was listening to this book. I couldn't wait to get back into this book. I couldn't wait to see what's happening next. So you guys that read those books and had to wait through waiting for the next book to come out, torture. The next day was torture. So I understand. But as each book progressed, I was like, oh, okay, so through the next, what's the order? Okay, the Sorcerer's Stone is the first one. The second one is, I know the third one's Goblet of Fire. This one's Order of the Phoenix, isn't it? No, that's 5. What's in there? I know Deathly Hallows is the last one. Well, it doesn't matter. But so in the next several books, I thought, no, like Ursula taught me a lot of stuff, like a lot of stuff. She was always guiding me, teaching me, and looking out for me. Kind of like I felt like Dumbledore was doing with Harry, like training him, teaching him. Because Ursula did that a lot with me. And I was like, oh, maybe, I mean, I love the storyline with Lily, Harry's mom, but maybe Dumbledore is more like Ursula to me. Always looking out for me, always teaching me bits of wisdom, because Ursula was a Ravenclaw. I'm a Hufflepuff. Oh, look, I'm wearing Hufflepuff. Hufflepuff is loyal and just. Ravenclaw is wit and wisdom. Slytherin is, and I don't hate Slytherins. Slytherin is cunning and ambition. Dale's Gryffindor. Dale's bravery and determination. I'm like, I feel like I was Harry through the whole story. I'm like, I feel like I would have been just as brave. Probably not, because I'm Hufflepuff. But, so there's the wax bars, you guys. So I was like, no, I'm pretty sure it's Dumbledore. Well, then there's a part later on, I'm like, maybe Harry's, is it his uncle, Sirius Black? Maybe he's Ursula to me. because the way he like watched out for and took care of Harry, it's like maybe Ursula's series black to me. And then it's like, well, then you start to, you're trying to identify the characters, and the whole time I felt like Harry Potter. I'm Harry Potter. I'm not Hermione, which I love Hermione, but I'm not Hermione. I'm Harry Potter. Like the whole time. 100% hardcore, I feel I'm Harry Potter in that whole story. So, not Hagrid, not like Dumbledore. Like, for a long time, I really kind of thought it was Ursula. And then the story twisted, and I'm like, no, like Dumbledore, and no, Ursula's not Dumbledore. Like, because the story twisted. And I was like, wait a minute. Actually, I think Ursula's Snape. Wow. Like, and not in a bad, okay, so Snape is my favorite character besides Harry Potter. I love Snape. I love him because I didn't see him as a bully, and a lot of people see him as a bully. Did not see him as a bully, and I'll tell you why in a minute. But here we go, my Harry Potter theories. So sorry, I didn't mean to make this a YouTube thing, but because I have a Harry Potter YouTube subscription on Harry Potter theories, but channel that I subscribe to, but because I'm like, oh, that's interesting. You know, once you get into it. So as the story twists along, I realized in the last, no, might have been the second to the last book, that I realized, wait a minute, I think Ursula's Snape. Is it? It's not the order. Might have been the Order of the Phoenix when I'm going, wait a minute. Sirius Black, Snape, wait a minute. Like, this is very interesting. When Snape starts to teach Harry occlumency, and you start to find out how Snape connects to Harry's past, then, I'm not gonna spoil it, then I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Let me sit down for this one. I've never been so focused before as I'm like in listening. Oh. So, and cry multiple times. I swear, every book I cried. Maybe not book 2, but for a while I even kind of thought, like in the last book, like maybe Ursula's Hermione to me, like, because Hermione is which I'm surprised she's not Hufflepuff, but she was smart, like whatever. She was very loyal, like extremely loyal. And I was like, Ursula's a very extremely loyal friend. Like, do or die, that's Ursula. Ursula would totally be a Hermione. Like, keep an eye on me, make sure I'm okay. But sure enough, the end of Harry Potter, I was like, because for a while I'm like, no, it's not Snape. no, change my mind. It's not Snape, it's Hermione. And then, like, there's no way it could be Snape. And then twist again, plot twist, and you're like, it's Snape. I identify with her. Ursula is my Snape. And you have to know why Snape went to the length. I believe, without completely ruining it, I believe the reason why Snape, for all those who think that he's a bully, if he didn't pretend to there were hints along the way. J.K. Rowling is brilliant. I read that she had written the end of the book before she wrote the beginning of the book. Holy hidden gems the whole way, and that's what made this thing so much fun. And when you realize that in the end, love conquers evil. Love conquers evil. Love will always win. Love will always provide strength and protection. And when you think you can't go on, you can, because you know that that person needs you to go on. I continue to live my life and I don't get stuck in depression about missing my friend, because I'm like, she wants me to go on. Like, I have to show her that I love her by the things that I do, like Harry does with his mom, and like Harry does with Sirius Black, and like Harry does with, you know, his friends, and like Harry does with Dumbledore. Like, he's another, like, I'm sorry, I think Harry's I think I'm more Gryffindor than whatever. So just because in the books they make Hufflepuff seem like such marshmallows, and I was like, and they're hardly ever in the book. Why do I have to be the marshmallow fluff in the story that like is like nothing? Hufflepuffs are nobody in those books. Like, nobody. Like, whatever. So if Snape didn't go to the lengths that he did to be so convincing with the dark side, if he hadn't have so convinced the dark side that he was dark, when he was deep down protecting Harry, it would have never worked out. Snape absolutely had to be so convincing that it protected Harry to such a level. If he'd have for 1 minute seemed like he had this ounce of, well, and there were a couple hints when it was just Snape and Harry, or Snape talking to Dumbledore. There were hints, little hints, and then when you find out how Snape connects to Harry as a kid, and you feel something for Snape, I'm not gonna ruin that, but you feel sorry for him. I don't know, I'm Hufflepuff, so of course I'm gonna feel sorry for him and have compassion, and he had, how am I gonna do this without spoiling it? Because of Snape's connection to Harry's past, and the way he was connected to Harry's past, and the loyalty to that connection that Snape had. And I look back on this and I think, if Voldemort ever knew what Snape's Patronus was, it would have given him away. It would have totally given him away. It makes me want to cry. That's the most beautiful part of that story to me. That's what made Snape my favorite character. So I love Slytherin just because I think he was a hero. He wasn't the villain. He was the hero. I don't think Harry would have gotten to where... I don't think Harry would have... Had Snape not been there to look out for Harry, whether it was... He tried so hard to teach him occlumency. But Harry's just so bitter. And I know I've had times where I've been bitter and I haven't wanted to learn the lesson, but it was so valuable. When you realize Snape's Patronus, that's the best part of that book, and Lacey hasn't gotten that far yet. She has to get to the Deathly Hallows to understand, and I think maybe then she'll understand. Maybe she'll change her mind about it, thinking it's just home sucks, school's better. That is so surface. That is so not what this whole thing is about. But the detail in the books when you realize whether, of course, like Snape couldn't not I don't know how to not ruin it. He couldn't not protect Harry, in whatever that meant, in whatever ways that meant, whether it was acting like a bully, whether it was acting like it was mean, and he didn't favor Harry, because nobody would, including Harry himself, nobody, even Dumbledore, nobody would have believed him. And Harry wouldn't have had that level of protection had Snape not been mean. He had to act that way. But like when, there were too many times when Snape was looking out for Harry for whatever reason, and it has to do with the connection in his Patronus and everything. For whatever reason, Snape was doing that, more than just Harry. So it definitely is connected to the connection more than it is Harry. But the end, the absolute end of that book, when there's a conversation between Snape and a future character that I'm not even going to talk about. That conversation in the, what is that? I don't know, a prologue? Because it's not the prologue, I guess it is. When you read that, you realize that even Harry understands that Snape was vital. He couldn't have done what he did had Snape not been the way that he was, because there's no way Voldemort, who's evil, there's no way Voldemort the whole time, would you find that right off the bat in book 1. So it's how Harry gets a scar, his lightning scar. Voldemort would have never fallen for it had Snape not been true to who he needed to be to protect Harry. The only way it could have ever come to fruition is if Snape had been who Snape had been. Like, when you understand that and you see inside of Snape's heart, what is that, book 4? Is it the Order of the Phoenix? Is it 5? I need to read those again. And I'm blessed that I had 8 hours, well, minus lunch, well, okay, 8 hours, because sometimes on lunch I'm blessed that I had 8 hours a day to listen to that while multitasking. That's why I say audible.com. If you haven't read these books, you should, because my favorite book until this point was, in school, it was Born Free. Then when I got older, it was MODOK, which is a true story about a boy and his elephant. I highly recommend it by Ralph Helfer. Book time. And until I read Harry Potter through audible.com, I didn't think, and honestly, after that, I read a couple of Stephen King books. The one case so far that I have found that the movie is better than the book is Hearts in Atlantis by Stephen King. Don't read the book. It's not nearly as good as the movie. The movie is better in that case. And I've not seen the miniseries or whatever for Stephen King's 11. This correlates too. So in 11/22/63. I love that book by Stephen King, and I still think that every kid should be required to read that book in school, because, and I audible.com, I did it, because there's no way I could sit for that long and read a book that thick. Sorry, I have like tickles. I can feel my voice from talking so long, half the day. 11/22/63 is Stephen King's take on what if JFK had not been assassinated. And it is so utterly brilliant because it changed my outlook on a lot of things. I realized that things happen for a reason. Because of that book, I had such a better perspective on this needs to happen this way. Because if it doesn't, then life is going to go differently. And there's a reason that things are there's a reason that life happens to you the way that it happens to you, because it needs to. It's the best ultimate design for your life. Like, it should happen. Like, even though at the time you might think, but this is terrible, and like Harry Potter could have, like, even if you take it in the Harry Potter, okay, the whole time Harry Potter could have been like, sucks, like, why is, like, no, if it had to happen the way that it had to happen, because it was the ultimate best design, and you have to be okay with that. Yeah, he struggled a lot. And yeah, what happened to JFK sucked, like, bad, like. And yeah, it's fun to think about, well, what if, you know? But then you realize that life wouldn't be the way it is today, because you change events, and then it's like this butterfly effect. Then it turns out different, and sometimes different isn't always better. I highly recommend 11/22/63 by Stephen King. No joke. It's definitely got some futuristic, like, time travel stuff. But it was cute, and even though the end was a little, like, but you realize if it happened any other way, it needed to happen the way that it did, and don't mess with that. Like just go with it. So Snape had to do what Snape had to do, or Harry wouldn't have. I don't think everything would have turned out the way that it did if Snape hadn't have been exactly that way for Harry. Because nobody, like, Dumbledore couldn't protect Harry the way that Snape did. End of story. Like, Snape protected Harry better than even Dumbledore, than even Hermione and Ron. Like, Snape was the hero of that whole story, and you can tell, like, he was very loyal to the reason that he did that, and that's the most beautiful part of that whole that series of books, is why Snape did what he did. Like, I thought what Harry's mom did was, like, beautiful. A little disappointed in Dumbledore. But I'm not gonna lie. But and then if you know the end of the book, do you see what's on that warmer? Yeah. I need this in my life. Because that kind of, that was, I love Hedwig. That's all I'm going to say. Hedwig is precious. But I love how Hogwarts, like, lights up there. It is not about school is better than home. Oh, Lacey. Wait till you get to the end. And if you don't see Harry Potter the way, maybe y'all don't see Harry Potter the way I see Harry Potter, but that's my take on Harry Potter. I guess because the whole time I was like, what are you trying to show me, Ursula? What are you trying to show me? Like, I feel like you're trying to show me something in here. What are you trying to tell me? So the whole time I approached that book with that in mind, like show me what you want to show me. And there were times when I thought, maybe she's Hagrid, you know, like, I tried to make her into every character until the final book when I was like, hands down, that, like, I knew it as soon as, yeah. So anyways, this comes out July 7th and it's a pre-order, and thank goodness it's a pre-order, because you guys, we would have broke the internet. Scentsy would have broke the internet if Stitch broke the internet. If the Harvest Collection of 2020 broke the internet practically. I think it did. Like, I was all like, what is happening? Like, I was 10 days into Scentsy. Like, I'm like, what is happening? I don't understand. I don't know what's happening. This guaranteed would have for sure broke the internet. And it's gonna come, your wax bars, this comes in a bundle. I think the bundle's $99. And you put a $15 pre-order down payment that is non-refundable down on this warmer and wax if you want both. Highly recommend both. I don't know why you wouldn't get both. Quite frankly, if you want the warmer, why don't you want the wax? Like, the wax is freaking cool. I get why you're like, oh, I can't afford the warmer, even though Hedwig alone makes me want this. I mean, the castle's gorgeous, but Hedwig, you had me at Hedwig. Excuse me. But the wax for each house, and they sound so amazing, but it's going to come in a trunk, and it's a cardboard trunk, obviously. But it looks like the suitcase or the trunk that Harry would take to school every year. It's going to have a red wax seal on it that you get to break open when you break open your box. What? That's phenomenal, you guys. I couldn't be more excited. This being my favorite book of all time. And I still think, well, Cassie's working on her way through Harry Potter. I'm like, you got it. Like, if I could get through Twilight, you can get through Harry Potter. Like, you've got to get, because she saw the movies and didn't really, and seriously, if you watch the movies and you've never read the books, you're going to be somewhat clueless. I had to explain things to Dale as we went along in the movies, because I'm like, oh, they left, this is important. Pause the movie because this is important. Like, you need to know this part. You need to know why this is happening. You need to know, because the movie leaves all those juicy, amazing details out. And I feel sorry for anybody that only watches the movies, because you miss the absolute brilliance and beauty of this that the movies don't get. Like, hardly ever am I going to preach, because I always watch the movie first and then read the book, because the book is always so much better and gives you more details, and it's always more like, woo, like, it doesn't ruin it for me. My daughter's the opposite. She has to read the books, because it spoils the books for her if she knows what the movies, and the books are so much better. It leaves things out, and there's a few times when I'm like, that did not happen like that in the books, and like, annoyed. Anyways, okay, so please, audible.com, these books, if you've never, please. The best story ever. Not that I've read a lot, but I'm just saying, ever. And Hearts in Atlantis, watch the movie, because it's way better. So here is what your wax is gonna come in, is like a trunk that looks like Harry's trunk. So much. Like, here's and in the clearance section, I highly recommend the Villains Wax Collection with Maleficent, Ursula. It comes in like a storybook cardboard case. So beautifully done. That's stunning. That's absolutely stunning. Stunning. In the movies, I own the movies. The movies are, thank you, Caroline. The movies are so good. When you've read the book, it's so good. And I actually like how the movies tell the story with, at the end with Snape. Well, not the end. Well, the end, the prologue too. But the part where I'm like, oh my gosh, it's like Snape is the hero the whole time. Like, he's always been the hero. Okay, so the dish that you're gonna put your wax in has that so annoying, is the letter that Hedwig used to bring Harry, like letters. They're like they're the mail delivery system, and so it's got a wax seal, just like the wax is gonna have on your box that you can open. Oh, that's so cool. Like, Harry used to get letters from Sirius Black like that. But look at the detail. And the way that those windows and those stars are gonna light up at night is so beautiful. You guys, okay, I grew up in church. Don't let people make you think that, whether it is or not, regardless, evil, whatever. Don't get hung up on that, because if you focus on that over the actual story and what it means and the beauty of love in that story is, you're missing everything. If you think that this is about home sucking and school being better, no. If you think that this is like, you know, evil and whatever, you get hung up on dogma, right? I don't know how to say that otherwise. Then you're missing it. You're missing the beauty of this story, of what you could get. Love conquers evil, you guys, in this story. Love conquers evil. Love conquers evil, regardless. Wait, I think I wanted to show you this, and I was so don't let people talk you out of this story. I'm serious. You're not going to. Look at that. The badger, Hufflepuff, the snake, Slytherin, the lion is Gryffindor, and the Ravenclaw, Raven. This is so beautifully done. Like, look at the detail, you guys. Pre-order this, and Scentsy will email you in February, and they give you about a month to pay, to get your pre-order. Look how that's gonna light up at night. Isn't that beautiful? That's so well done. I cannot. I'm just so happy to put money down like I was with my stitch warmer. I'm so tickled to get, this means so much to me that $15 down and waiting until February, I'm okay with that, because I know I'm getting one. Like, I'm getting this collection. I was just going to show you, if anybody, like, non-consultant, you can also, like, Dan Orchard's page and watch what we do at the end of every month. Like, any customer can do that. You don't have to be a Scentsy consultant to do it. But they showed this. You can see the same previews that we see. If you're high up, then you get more detail than we do. But look, when they did this, look how beautiful that warmer is going to be. Wow, that's so stunning. Like, there's Dan holding the glass dish that you're gonna put the wax in. That's so phenomenal. Like, phenomenal. Like, here they are showing the how the wax bars are gonna come. Like, they're showing the bars of wax. Like, there's Gryffindor. I think they're both Gryffindor. Whatever. You guys, there are so many hidden gem, beautiful lessons in these books, way beyond love conquers evil. If you're like, okay, you know, love conquers evil and everything. There's so many, like, little things about friendship, about loyalty, about, I mean, good, wholesome messages. Don't get hung up on dogma. Please don't, because this is so, like, like, I get emotional about Harry Potter because it's such a beautiful story. It's so beautiful. It's not like Twilight with teenage love, you know, puppy love. Like, this is, oh, did I tell you guys, Ursula is Ravenclaw. You don't see as many Ravenclaw. And I think my friend Chelsea's Ravenclaw too. Interesting. My cello teacher that also wants this. My friend Caroline and Jackie and I are pop. We'll stick together, it's fine. We'll be in Team Marshmallow. Marshmallow fluff, it's fine. So pretty. I love Ravenclaw. And I wanted to be Ravenclaw, but it's fine. And then when I went through the book, I was like, I want to be just like Harry Potter. I want to be Gryffindor. I think I was Gryffindor. I'd have done everything exactly the way Harry did, except he got mad at Snape at times. I wouldn't have, but I could see it ahead of time a little bit more than he could. But the scent notes in these wax bars, which Dan and Lacey went over this, but for those watching on YouTube who haven't really heard yet, sorry. I was just going to go over them with you really quick because I think that they all sound amazing, like amazing. And I think we can put them all in our Scentsy Club, and I hope so because they're all in my Scentsy Club. All right, so this is the new wax collection also coming out on the 7th. No, tomorrow is the new wax no, that's the 6th. The new wax collection comes out on the 6th, which is Monday. And then this is Tuesday, isn't it? This is the 6th and then the 7th. Maybe because they still think they're gonna break the internet. Maybe they are, I don't know. What did I do with it? Okay, let's make this easier. I know I have the C, that's what's bugging me. So, you've got to hear these wax because I'm pretty sure everybody is gonna want this wax. Because it's so good. So good. Okay, let's just do this the easy way because I know it's here. Sorry guys. I thought I had it right there with everything else, but apparently not. Yes, so July 7th, you're going to go pre-order this on your consultant's website, my website, MH Johns, JOHNS 4 at Scentsy.us. It doesn't matter who you do it through, but if you don't know anybody, mhjohns4.scentsy.us. It's a $15 down for the bundle. Wait a minute. The bundle, the warmer itself is $75 with a $15 down payment. The wax is $24 with a $5 down payment. The bundle is $99 with a $15 down payment. All pre-orders will be able to redeem in approximately February 2020. What do you want to bet that we don't break a record with Harry Potter? So it's going to be, let's see, I'm in Pennsylvania, so I'm Eastern Standard Time. This is Pacific, 9:30 to 10:30, July 7th. So, 9:30, 10:30, 12:30 to 1:30, like normal. These are going to launch. I kind of missed the midnight because I could actually do those now that I'm back to work, and I can't take my lunch any old time because I'm training and all that stuff. But, on new things. So, Gryffindor. Bravery and determination. Race through daring, smoky woods. They have me at woods. While amber and a touch of dapper cinnamon leaf bring warmth to your journey. Ooh. Amber is like, sounds like, that sounds like a men's cologne kind of. Or like woods kind of, I don't know. I think it sounds great. Slytherin. Forest woods hide dark secrets in fresh oak moss, with a slightly sinister layer of deep blackberry. I think that sounds phenomenal. I like oak moss, I like forest woods, and I like deep blackberry. What do you want to bet? It's kind of like Just For You. I love Just For You. Hufflepuff, you're welcome. For all you bakery lovers, you're welcome. Hufflepuff is just and loyal. Did I say slithering is cutting in ambition? So, Hufflepuff is just and loyal. The Great Hall beckons with sweet and steadfast notes of golden apple, whipped vanilla almond, and cinnamon sugar. Hello. It sounds amazing. If you don't like bakery, I'm sorry, but if you do, you're welcome. Ravenclaw's Wit and Wisdom. So this is a clever concoction of suede and sandalwood and mellowed handsomely by a ribbon of smooth vanilla. Again, suede, sandalwood, vanilla. Sounds kind of like a men's cologne too. These guys, you guys, these are going to be so good. So good. I am so excited. I can't even. So it's going to be a pre-order from the 7th. The 7th through the 14th, I believe it is. Yes, the 7th through the 14th. And it's the pre-order, and I think that's brilliant because they know exactly how many to create based on this. Because I think it's gonna exceed expectations. I think it's going to like smash records. I think we would have 100% hands down broken the internet, and people would have been like fiery mad if I would have been if they would have missed out on this stuff. You guys, so here's my just prediction just based on last year. The spell books, I love Halloween. I think Halloween's great. I don't get hung up in dogma. So I mean I do to a degree, but not anyway. So the spell books that looked like Harry Potter but they weren't, that sold out so fast in the Harvest collection. What do you want to bet that comes September 1st? And we'll find out at sorry, I want to smell skin. Scentsy Family Reunion is when we find out about the Harvest stuff. I'm pretty sure that that's probably going to come back because it was so popular, and with Harry Potter, the actual like Warner Brothers stuff launching too. I personally predict that's coming back in the Harvest collection. I was going to say something else and I can't remember. Weird. I think it was a good thing too. Yeah, I definitely think I think people would have been so mad if they had not gotten these. So I think what Scentsy did was fair, awesome. I'm so excited. I'm glad that we're all like pre-ordering. We all have to wait with like eager anticipation until February to get our amazing bundles. I love how they handled it. I love what they're doing with it. I know some people might be like, I'm not waiting until February. Why? I wanted Stitch so bad and missed him. He was in my cart, jumped out of my cart. The thing crashed and I was like, what? Then I couldn't get him anymore. Couldn't even get the one. I could only get Stitch wax. But so I'm happy about the way they're doing it. I'm glad because I'm still grateful that I got the pre-order and I get to get my Stitch warmer. I'm going to be just as excited when I get it here in September and October than I was, if I'd have gotten it sooner. I'm just as excited to get it whenever I get it. And you guys, if you want a great Halloween warmer, I own the Villain Collection warmer because it had Ursula on it. Of course I had to have it. It's only like, instead of $75, it's only like, because it's licensed, it's only $52.40 in the clearance section. It's the best warmer for Halloween. It's got this like witch's cauldron And it's like this purple, dark purple that almost looks black sometimes, but when you see it just right, because it's metallic, paint on it that looks, it's like metallic too. It's like a metallic warmer metal that looks like this very dark purple, black, like metallic hue that's so beautiful. And it's got this three-dimensional, it's so beautiful in person, and outstanding 3D effects. Like you can see like Ursula cut out of the cauldron, and then in the background lit up in green with a green light bulb and a green glass thing that has the 3D background, is like with Ursula, it's Flounder and Ariel in the background in a bubble. With the Evil Queen, it's got mirror, mirror on the wall, like in the background. I call him the man in the mirror, like Michael Jackson song. But mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all? And the mirror tells her Snow White, and she gets all mad. But like you've never seen Snow White. But then on the other one is Maleficent, which I love that movie, Maleficent. It's really good. But the dragon eyeball is behind the dragon, well, Maleficent, but the dragon eyeball that she turns into, or the dragon that she turns into, that dragon's eyeball is the 3D effect on the back of her. It's stunning. And the glass dish, you know how this one has the letter with the wax seal? The dish is purple, and it has the poison apple from like the Evil Queen and Snow White. Oh, it's beautiful. And the wax, I love them all. And for the people that don't really like the Ursula because you don't like goji berries or whatever, they're too tart or whatever, mix that with rainbows and butterflies. It makes a fantastic mixer. Evil Queen Just One Bite, I put it back in my club. Like, I was like, okay, so I didn't love it last year because the molasses turns out to be kind of like an alcohol note to me. I'm gonna try it again. I'm gonna try it again. And I'm so excited. That wax bar set is only $14 in the clearance section, and I highly recommend it. It comes in this gorgeous collectible storybook that I still have the cardboard from that because it was so stunning. It was like black on black, like matte black and shiny black that you open up like a storybook. It's beautiful. Beautiful packaging. Absolutely beautiful. Scentsy nails it every time. Every time I get a warmer, I'm blown away by the quality. The absolute quality of their stuff is just stunning. So you might go, wow, $75? Stunning. This will knock any Harry Potter fan, this is going to knock your socks off. Knock your socks off. And I know I've seen other consultants say it when Heidi and Orville were telling us about before they went on their missions trip. And they like Harry Potter. They're not hung up on dogma. I'm just saying. So, to my family that might watch this, that's hung up on dogma. Not you guys. But, and I probably mumbled that so you couldn't tell what I said, but it's fine. When Heidi and Orville were telling us about the Warner Brothers license agreement, and we were like, wow, some consultants just like me, and I'm going to put this out on YouTube. If they do Supernatural, you guys, that's my daughter and my daughter's friends and mine and some of my friends, our favorite show. And again, it's like that good versus evil and demons versus angels, and it's I love it. I love Supernatural. You know, saving people, hunting things. It just, at first I didn't like Supernatural, but you have got to, from the premiere episode, you cannot watch it in the middle and watch it anywhere else. You've got to, from the premiere, get what that story is about to understand the dynamic and the relationship with the two brothers in there, and with their dad and their mom and Bobby and Castiel, the angel, and, you know, Crowley and some of the, you've got to watch that from the beginning to understand the whole dynamic of the whole show, or you'll be lost. Lost if you don't see episode 1, you know, season 1. You can't skip that. You can skip episodes in between, you know, like werewolves or whatever, but like folklore and all that stuff, but you cannot miss the first episode, season 1, episode 1. You can't miss it, or you will totally be lost in the rest of the show. Well, I guess they hint back at it, but you've got to really watch that. But if it was one of the top selling things at Hot Topic, my kids used to love, which Cassie more than anything used to love going to Hot Topic, because they had supernatural everything. And the fandom is like Harry Potter fandom. It's huge and it's deep and it's loyal. I think we would break the internet again if we went with a supernatural warmer and supernatural wax collection. I know everybody's excited about Looney Tunes, and I like Looney Tunes. I know everybody's excited about DC Comics, and I like DC Comics. Like, I like all that stuff too. But I'm telling you, Supernatural for the fandom, and it's huge, or Walmart wouldn't have it. Every Black Friday, the DVD set. The fandom is huge and it's loyal, just like Harry Potter. And I just know if Scentsy would come out with Supernatural collection, whoa, whoa, watch us break the internet again. Hot Topic would sell out of stuff all the time, and you guys. So I'm hoping, cross my fingers for Supernatural. Is like, yeah, one of my favorites. So, well, it is my favorite TV show, but it's really well done. Eric Kripke is brilliant. But so that is why Harry Potter matters to me, why I'm so excited about this warmer and this wax, that I can't hardly stand it, because, and please, and my daughter is not quick enough because she doesn't have time to sit down and read the book. Audible.com, people, she could go, she would put headphones in and put her phone in a waterproof case and go sit on her pond with her kayak and listen to Harry Potter the whole time on Audible.com. Highly recommend Audible.com. I would have never got through it. I would have never sat down and read all those either, especially in the time frame that I did, unless I took a month off. Yeah, because I could. It's no different than listening to music. It's no, you know. Yeah, I was able to do a lot of great things because I could listen. I could just sit and listen. I was fortunate at the time to have the type of work that I was doing that I could listen to, whether it be music or the television, the news, for, I don't know, presidential stuff. Like, it was just, does it matter? Does it matter if you're listening to the news or if you're listening to 80s, 90s? You know, I like top 40, but if you're listening to music, or does it matter if you're listening to the best Audible book you will ever listen to? And don't be like, yeah, the first one's kind of juvenile. It is. just keep in mind that when she wrote the first book, it was to hook those tweens and their parents and everybody that's ever read this after. And I promise you, it will mature till the end, and you're like, wow. Adults like love this. Like, I bawled the whole. Oops, dropped my book or my box. I bawled multiple times during that because it was so good. So do me a favor, Audible.com it. Get your $15 or your $5 pre-sale, non-refundable pre-sale, because you won't regret it. You won't regret it. If you have people in your life that are Harry Potter fans, and maybe you were more Twilight, best gift you will ever give them, because the people that understand, and not just, yeah, watch the movies. No, I'm saying literally get the depth of what that story is about, and it is not, it is not fluff. It is so, it's everything. Like, understanding your destiny, understanding that you were born when and how you were for a reason, and your destiny, and the way that you, I got so much stuff from this book. The way that your life connects with other lives, and the just the way that works is brilliant. Like, anything else wouldn't be nearly as beautiful as the way it's originally designed to be. Love will always win over evil. Always, always, no matter what. Friendship, loyalty, no matter, like, bravery. When you think you can't go on, you go on because you know you have to. For those that went ahead of you or died trying to get you to the point that you need to be, like, for your journey, you got to go on. Even when you think you can't, you've got to. You've got to. It's all over this amazing, beautiful story. Just learning to see the signs and the wisdom that life has ahead of you, the lessons, the journey is so important, and it's so beautiful. And you've got to, as Etta Harrison always says, and I love this part, she's like, enjoy your scents, enjoy your day, enjoy your journey. Enjoy the journey. Enjoy the journey of your life, and don't miss a single second of it. Like, no matter what, it's gonna work out. And be grateful for those that are willing to stand up for you, no matter what. You'll find out who your most amazing and true friends are. Because they're willing to die for you. They're willing to, at all cost, be there for you. You know, whatever house you're sorted in, I still think we have a little bit of everything. You know, Hermione and Harry had the loyalty just as much as Hufflepuff does. Harry always liked when things were just as much as Hufflepuff. I think that even as Hufflepuffs can be brave, I know I am. Depending if it's flying, not so much. But if I was to fight Voldemort, like, I'd do it. I'd fly for you people. So that I could help save you, because, like, I want to, you know what I'm saying. But there's so many beautiful things to be gleaned from this story. So Audible book it, audible.com it. I swear it'll be the best thing that you ever read, and you come back and we will talk about it, because it is the best thing ever. And don't just watch the movies. You will miss so many beautiful details. Beautiful. Oh, and I wish I could implant that book in Dale's head, because I could tell him all day long and it will never be as beautiful as if he were to just Audible book that. If he was a regional still, they sold the company to another company, and then he ended up being a store manager again for a furniture rental place. But if he was still traveling, I would make him listen to Harry Potter on audible.com. I would make him, because he loved the movies, but I'm like, yeah, it's never going to be quite the same for you that it is for me, because I heard every stunning, beautiful, brilliant detail. That book is so, J.K. Rowling is like phenomenal. To have written that many beautiful details in that book. Wow. Those books. Wow. I'm in total awe. Stephen King didn't even do that. And 11/22/63 was an amazing book, but even he didn't put in the hidden gems that are in Harry Potter. I'm telling you, it'll be the best thing you ever did. Like, I can't preach it enough. I'm trying, but I cannot convey to you, like, I promise you you'll carry that story with you forever. And just keep thinking the whole time, whether you lost a loved one or, you know, like you're talking to God, like, God, okay, God, what do you want to show me in this? Or, you know, like, okay, universe, or whatever it is you believe in. Nobody has to believe everything I believe. That's fine. Just say, what are you trying to teach me? And I was just so, like, trying to find the true meaning of that the whole time, that it just became this beautiful, from book 1 to the last book, as juvenile as book 1 was. I still got something from the end of it. I still got something from the end of it. And I promise you, the last book has so much detail that you don't want to miss why things happen all along the way. If you love animals, Hedwig, love Hedwig. So that's why I want Oakley the owl when those Bring Back My Buddies come out. I'm super excited. Oakley, ready for you. Remind me of Hedwig. Okay, the owls in the Harry Potter, like, brilliant, 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 brilliant. That's the most brilliant book I've ever. And it's because things connected, and it's not until the end that it all fits like a puzzle piece and lights up, and you're like, oh, wow, that just blew my mind. So good. Blew my mind. Like, it all came together and it all lit up, and you're like, wow. Like, I get goosebumps. I get goosebumps, you guys, just talking about it. I get why people are Team Harry Potter over Team Twilight. I like Twilight, don't get me wrong. It just didn't happen the way I wanted it to. And Cassie loved it, and I was like, when did it happen the other way? It's fine. If y'all know what I'm talking about. It's fine. I don't want to ruin it for those that haven't. It was good. It was such a cute love story, though. But that was like teenage love drama. And this is like, in, you know, the whole vampire. It's fun. I liked it. But except 2/3 in. But, yeah. So, Harry Potter, please, 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 Audible book that, please. It's the greatest gift that you can give to yourself, because it is not just, it is not. There are so many levels of stories and wisdom, and that is so good. It's like the best story. All right, so I could just go on and on, but I don't know. I could ramble the same things over and over for another 20 minutes, and either you're gonna read it or you're not. And I promise you, you won't be disappointed, because I'm still like, I want to read it again. It was that good that I want to read it again. I don't really feel that way about a lot of things, but that one I do. But all right, guys, so don't forget to do your pre-orders, and I hope that was helpful. And, you know, it means something to me, so, you know, you'll get to see me be like, whoa, when it does come in. So everyone, enjoy your Saturday. Like and subscribe, comment below. I'd love to have conversations with you. Yeah, so that's my take on the whole story without completely spoiling it. Yeah, I didn't tell you the best part. So everyone have a spectacular day. But if you read it, and if you didn't ever think of Snape that way, do you now, from my perspective? Or do you just still see him as a bully? Because I feel bad if that's how you see him, and maybe because I'm older and I'm not a kid when I went through it. Read it again. like you can kind of see it a little bit in the movies. I don't know. Like, I'm more left with a feeling of disappointment in Dumbledore. That didn't have to go that way per se. He became selfish at the end, which I don't know. That was disappointing. Anybody else feel that way? Am I the only one? It's like disappointed, like, oh man, really? Anybody impressed with Snape? Like, anybody else think he's the hero? I think he's the hero of the whole darn, well, obviously Harry, but that's a given. I don't know. Anyways, so yeah, have a great day, guys. I'll just ramble forever. Bye.